Welcome to Kickstarter Radio 102.4. I'm your host, Lipstickpaddy, and today we're looking at Cryptic Nature. Now, a few days ago I looked at On Tour, where you're going around the USA and Canada taking photographs, and in this game, well, this game's a little bit more chunky and more weighty. It's medium weight. You're going to be going around Europe, and instead of taking photographs, you're going to be finding evidence to find these cryptics, these mythical monsters, or as it says, legendary creatures. It sounds so good. And the extra weight complexity means that you have your own board that you're tile laying to kind of create your own little zoo, so you can actually hold these species in, because they are gonna go extinct. Sounds lovely, doesn't it? Now then, now you can see these player boards here. You are a zoologist or a cryptic zoologist specializing in these legendary creatures. I believe your player board is all about upgrading you so you can travel better or get you can easily capture these, because you can roll dice if you've not got the complete evidence to try and fill in that evidence to capture them, which is nice. As a group of cryptic zoologists, though, you are working as a team almost, because there is this zoo here, which is what you're building on, and it's nicely magnetic as well, so it snaps in place so that if you're passing it around, they're not going to slide around, are they? So that's really, really cool. Now it says there's over 60 cryptics, all unique art. They all look deliciously beautiful, as it says, gorgeous, high replayability because you're not using all of the cryptics. Each cryptic has their own way of capturing them, blend of mechanics, magnetic elements on the boards. It says top-notch components. We shall see as we go down. Now, I've noticed, looking back on my videos, I don't know why Kickstarter zoomed in. We've got these white borders, so let's just boom, boom, boom. Ah! There, we get a better look at things. All right, is that too big? We'll go one down. That might be the biggest. Okie dokie. There we go. Changing it to give you a better experience, I guess. Yeah, so you are going to be a cryptozoologist searching for these cryptics. Is that the real word we would use? We don't just call them mythical creatures or legendary. It doesn't matter, does it? I guess it's the word. So yeah, they've got a nice blend of characters. I think it's fun. You know, they're using that element of moving around the board, and you know, because on tour you're taking photographs, and you know, the trekking around the world, you're basically just going around and you're being a tourist. But in here you've got like this job, and with that brings this kind of unique feature. I like that when you capture the creatures, that you put the meatball of the creature inside your zoo. So you can see them kind of walking around in there. That's pretty cool. There's lots of iconography going around, which is increasing its weight. So it is certainly a little bit more chunky. So it's not Gateway-like. I like this quote here. It's Monster Hunter meets Parks. Definitely one to have in your collection. I like it how Meg says Cryptic Nature is a charming homage to the cryptic world. Is there a cryptic world, Meg? Sorry, I have to blow my nose. I'm still a little bit under the weather. Competitive Euro. It doesn't look like it's competitive, does it, if you're sharing that one magnetic board? But hey, you'll be scoring points as you go, though, as you're capturing these things. So, right, so there's your Yeti. Flying something. Like, a lot of these I have no idea what they are, which kind of makes it interesting. But every card will have a short story about the cryptic. This is part of the style of these travel around the board games, is it has a little bit of education in them, even though this one is a little bit fantastical. But, yeah, look at that giant snail. It looks like it might eat you. Maybe it's a carnivore. Sorry, a herbivore. All right. Did you know that the trogella swims in the lakes of Sweden? No, I didn't know anything about this. All right, so the zoo, they're calling it the sanctuary. And if you put all these creatures together, they're not going to like eat each other. So I guess there's some kind of zonal going on here. It says gorgeous game board. I was criticising the On Tour with its map, and you can see this map does look like it's been taken the art at 12 o'clock noon, and the colours are so much more vibrant. They've got that beautiful ocean and Mediterranean look. It looks so much better than the On Tour board. That game is suffering from its art, in my opinion. This one has done it correctly. Now, I think the fact that I'm from Ireland, I don't like the fact that it's... Because I come from right in the west of Ireland, and you're not covering me up. I guess, what if you're in the east of England? You're in Lincolnshire, and you're not getting covered. So there's my little... It's like you'd like to have... Why don't they just put this in the big zones and have a bit more circles around so that they're a bit more inclusive? I think they want to actually show the map off. That's why they've not done that, and I'm kind of okay. It's just a little bit of a But, or I could just say these mythical creatures don't live where I come from. Simple as that. All right. It's interesting how it does include up here. I mean, if you're Norwegian, you're going to be like, why is there nothing in my country? There clearly is something in my country. You've got a flying fish jumping out off the Norwegian coast here. So I guess Norway might feel like they're out of it also. And all that stuff. But it's, it is what it is. And like the On Tour, they've put these spots on the board to put cards on, and you really could have used North Africa here because you have put it on the map, but you can't use it because you're putting cards there. Just put cards at the side of the map. I don't understand it. Anyway, there you go. Now the track on the left here is your initiative, depending on turns, and you can manipulate this by going up and down it depending on what you're doing. I do enjoy that there's so much art, and it does have so much replayability and all that good stuff. The iconography on them tells you a little bit about the animal. This will help your player board if you've got a speciality towards these types and things like this. It might force you to upgrade in a certain way. I think the meeples are strange in that none of these creatures really are the shape the meeple is. But it kind of has a weird charm, and I guess they want to specialize between cryptozoologist and the assistant meeples. Anyway, so they're the player boards. It all has this kind of cutesy kind of the Sims video game art, which I do like. The rumor bonuses, yes, because you don't know what they are. You might be hunting them. You're going out there trying to get this evidence, and when you collect the evidence, it's going to allow you to catch that animal. Because, for example, if you pick this one with the claw marks on, if you collect that off the board, well, you don't know what it is, but when you pick it up, you'll know what it is. That then gives you a lead if you're going to catch something that's going to be aggressive. Like the tazel worm here. Right. The owl man. Look at that. The crocodile. There's no crocodiles in Europe, is there? Trockers. Look at that. Great art there from the ocean. Goulon looks just like a lynx or a cervix cat. Habia, I love this, a crab, giant crab, love it. Marakeba, that's the one that's been eating all the rats in the sewer. So yeah, it genuinely want to kind of look at these cards, read the little lore about them, and really get into it. I think that's why it's so fascinating. And I think when you play like one of these go around the map ones, like On Tour or Trekking the World, you kind of like the gameplay of moving around, and I think this has got so much meat on the bone to kind of satisfy that appetite you might get from playing those sort of gateway games. So I think this is a genuine step up of complexity where it actually is, wow, look at how meaty board games can get when you change it up a little bit and you can do all these extra things. So I think this is a nice step up to kind of get, the gateway players and give them a nice medium way to see what potentially board games can offer them, because a lot of people that are in the gateway space, they're used to kind of the retail stuff and monopolies of this world, and this is where this could be a really good step up, in my opinion. Sanctuary fences. So you are going to have to protect areas because they will eat each other. That's really exciting. It says only 3 though. Like, surely you need more. But I don't know. Well, I mean, what if you pull out a bag? You pull out a set of monsters, and all the ones on the board are going to be aggressive and potentially will attack each other. Are you going to be able to put them in different sanctuaries and stuff? Well, you can layer up the tiles so that you create like a little bit of a mountain or stuff, so you can put stuff on top of things and stuff like that. You can create like a lake and things. Really nice tokens for experience and coins. I really love that. It's a nice bag. It could do with some kind of stretch goal to put a logo on there. Love that you've got aid cards, especially because of its complexity is on the up. And they're using a lot of these skill markers, which are cubes. All right. Custom dice, lovely jubbly. Has a poacher. Has a solo mode. I'm definitely interested in that as well. This is the exclusive Kickstarter. You get an expanded to your board. This is really nice as well. I like it how the board gets bigger. That's very exciting. This will let you become an expert in collecting certain types of evidence to track them more quickly. So this is going to be super cool. Absolute feel-good game with gorgeous artwork. I think it needs to have that feel-good factor, doesn't it, when you're travelling around a board? It has a satisfaction that you're just moving every turn. I like that. And you're collecting things off the board that are unlocking something to do. It's such an organic way of teaching people how the game works, because when you've got worker placement, you kind of need to know what all the worker spots are. Whereas when you're travelling around a map, you're really only focused on what's in reach. So it's kind of genius in its simplicity. I love it. Why Cryptic? Early access. Yes, you are going to be a beta runner. Check my video out on my new philosophy of backing, which is called the Connoisseur Backer Philosophy. That's right. I won't mention that here, only I'll link the video above to find out about what that is. But as I've matured with my Kickstarters, potentially that might come into play on this. So exclusive bonus expansion, that looks good. The opponents look deluxe, yes. Discounted prices, yes. Support original ideas. Venture, they specialised in wooden puzzle boxes. This is their first game, really, that they've done. But it's obviously been heavily inspired by these travel around the world maps like Trekking the World, and they've really thought about how to make it more interesting, not just go there and travel to places or take photos, but to actually capture stuff and then have you putting it in a create your own zoo or in sanctuary, whilst giving people a player board where they can upgrade. Sounds really good. Board looks great as well, I mean, it has that kind of welcome feel. And, similar gameplay. I mean, on tour, you were collecting I'm sorry to keep harking on about that, but it's kind of a gateway version of this, and I covered it a couple of days ago. But similar to On Tour, you might get photograph equipment to take a picture with better scores. Well, that's kind of gamified. But here, no, you're actually tracking evidence similar to the photography equipment here, and it makes it so much easier for people to understand how to actually capture these things. I really like it. Super cool. I like the sanctuary. It's getting used by all players. I really like this. I like that you're passing it around. It's such a novel way of feeling like a team, but you're against each other. I love it. You capture the cryptoids and they go on the thingy. I don't think they are going to be magnetic, are they? These magnetic meeples. So it's crazy, doesn't it? That would be great if it was. It's a bit of a shame that the meeples just all take this shape. There's not like custom meeples for all of these. That would surely put the price up. But you've caught one here. It needs to have its own special place. It's got its own little hill or a mountainside there for that type. Now it says here, your assistants are going to be on the initiative tracker, and if you move them down a tracker, you will gain a dice, but you aren't going to go first. But if you move your assistant up the initiative tracker, you will be able to use, it says, new skills for experience and reactivate used skills for coins. So a little bit of a gameplay feature on the tracker as well, so a little bit more there to teach, but it's kind of nice that there is something else there. You can also send your assistant to the market. What happens if you send them to the market? Does that mean you go last because of the order? I love this, as they've got them all moving around. All right, so skills here looking nice. You've not got too many. It's iconography yet, which means it's language independent. Teams coming from Germany, so you know they're pretty much pushing this. That way, there's less to do with translation and stuff like that. And if these boards are specific because they are at least embossed, it looks like, then they're more expensive to produce, especially if you're doing language on them. So it is. But I love how they've got this art on these playboards as well. It looks really nice. Super cool. I think if I've got one criticism over these playboards, the art of Jax here, I would have preferred some picture in the background just to kind of put him in the world, right? Put him in the Alps. Put him with a lake. Put him in a city or something in the back. Put him at the sanctuary or something just to deepen that immersion factor of Jax and where he is in the photo. I'm really up for that. There are the cubes coming into place. Lovely jubbly. So yeah, public objectives out there. That's kind of normal. I would say that these public objectives should have their own art on them. Like this is one victory point for every cryptic with a bird. Why can't you have some kind of art for that? And again, a cryptic that inhabits mountains, have some art. These just look like it's a first art pass, and it could definitely do. We're getting some of your artists drawing these. Just commission your artist to do all of the little extra bits is what I would hope would happen. All right, and the winner is the person who's got the most reputation for doing all the stuff. And there's quite a lot of checkpoints here, whether it's you've got the most money, experience points, you've got the most of these contracts made, you've captured the most enemies and stuff like that. So really, really cool. They do have a rule book to check out. They've got playthroughs from in-house. And the fact that they've not got any more YouTubers, at least not yet, is keeping the Kickstarter from not really reaching people. But, ooh, I didn't know these were on here. This is new. Well, of course, if they've got the quotes from Meg here, she was playing it, so yeah, but that means we've got even more to check from. That's awesome sauce. Hopefully you can pick your poison and see how good it is. But there's definitely a lot of buzz around this. Now, $45. Ooh! Whoop, 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 whoop. Hey, that's mega cheap. Put the expansion on. We're up at 81 now. Cryptic Nature Islands. Ooh. And Cryptic Nature Flora. Right, it still comes with this stuff, but you've basically got 2 box expansions. Are those 2 box expansions that expensive? Oh, you got the deluxe all in. All right, you get an art book, upgraded components, chunkier components, and it looks like metal dies. Metal coins even. Right. So the expansion really is expensive. These are adding, like, to the board, right? What does the board look like with these dotted around? Right, and a new set of cryptics for these areas. Wow. So you can get here by boat travel. Oh, I love this because I love it when there's like an exclusive place on the map. This is super cool. No airports on this place. So yeah, awesome sauce. Ship meeples. And yeah, really good. Flora is less about new. This should be the same price because you get 4 new tiles for the board here, and here you don't get any tiles, but it's just adding a lot of plants and stuff. So that's fairly cool. Plant eaters, whatever it is, you know, it's getting a bit herby, isn't it? Plant meeples. All right, and the art book. Ooh, this is giving you a bit more lore. I like it. Apparently, art books do really well, and that big pledge, it has it in, does it? $130 to get it all. You know when it jumps from a $45 pledge, and then it jumps up to $130. Yowzer. All right. Always go for metal coins. Always do. Upgrade your components. It's yes. Ooh. There's the bag. A sewer swine. So they've got more sewer animals. Upgraded solo mode with the evil poacher that you're going to be facing. Dun, 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 dun. Printed back on the game board. Linen finish on the book. Some more enemies. Enhanced settlement markers. Bigger, stronger, easier to grab. What about magnetic? And more animals coming through. So this is interesting. And they're going to be unlocking stuff when it gets unlocked. So pretty much lots of time to go. It's going to be shipping in October, it says. So this is very close to finishing. Pledge Manager in March. Pledge Manager closing in August. So yeah, it's pretty much fully there, and you can see if you go for the deluxe all in, other countries, $40. It says from, doesn't it? So that means I'd have to go $1 pledge, or in this case, €1. What is €1 $2? No. There we go. So let's look at the team then. 3 authors. Should that not be designers? 1 illustrator doing it all. Please, can you do the public objectives, dude, and work on the other bits, please, Evgeny, and all that stuff. I do like seeing the teams. All right, peeps. Well, there you go. For me, it's one of these travel around the maps, but meatier, with some more excitement stuff where you're collecting evidence to collect these mythical, legendary creatures. It sounds so good. Put them into the shared zoo, which is the sanctuary, and upgrade your player boards. My only real complaint is the what I've said. The objective cards need to have art on them, and the player boards need to have some art instead of the background of colour behind them. You know. But otherwise, it looks like a solid game, doesn't it? And again, it's if you just want the normal box, $45. Wow! And if you're not concerned about upgrading components, you don't want expansions just yet. What a price point to come in for! It's absolutely fantastic. It really is. What a job they've done from Dusseldorf in Germany, and yeah, it looks so exciting. So, do I recommend backing it? I absolutely do. And if you want to go for the big pledge, I don't blame you, because you know you got gateway gamers coming into this game and you want to stun them with the production value that you get at the midweight value. So for me, I'd go for that all in. But for me in Mexico, I'm going to $1 pledge just to factor in shipping prices here, as it's a little bit of unknown. But wow, this is looking like a genuine great game. I'd love to know your thoughts down below, peeps. If you got this far in the video, think about giving it a thumbs up. I've been your host, Lipstickpaddy. This is Kickstarter Radio 102.4. I wish you a fantastic week. See what else is coming out on the channel. Think about subscribing and all that good stuff. So you take care, stay safe, and bye-bye for now. That's me doing one of these monsters. Bye-bye.